Universal Studios Florida, the magic of movies. Scene one, take one.
Ooh. Action!
Thank you. Hey!
Cut! You have not seen anything yet. Stand by.
Fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating.
This Universal Studios Florida is really extraordinary.
I thought it was exciting. I thought it was fun.
I've been with Universal since 1927, and to see something like this grow out of a little studio like I saw when I first went there, it's just fabulous.
The year 1990 was truly a milestone for Universal. The great Hollywood studio celebrated its 75th anniversary. And 21 years after its conception by Jay Stein, chairman of the board of the MCA Recreation Services Group, Universal Studios opened its gates here in Orlando. On June 7th, motion picture history was made. Internationally known stars and the most famous people in the film industry arrived to dedicate the movie and television capital of the East. Conducting the ribbon-cutting ceremony were Jay Stein and Steven Spielberg.
The greatest talents in film and television production have collaborated with the finest designers and technical specialists from the world over so that fans can share in the excitement and drama of the movies. Steven, together we will officially open Universal Studios Florida. In a traditional fashion, but uncommon approach, we have devised a special film strip ribbon for you to cut. Here are your scissors.
I hope this cuts. This is a lot thicker than what we rehearsed with.
As we walk along the streets, surrounded by full-scale recreations of scenes from the most famous movies ever made, you know that you're in the most lavish, exciting production ever conceived. The realism of the surroundings intensifies the thrill of each experience when you ride the movies and live the most unforgettable scenes from blockbuster hits. You will see, hear, and feel the fun and adventure going behind the scenes, being on camera and in moviedom. And now we'll see you in the movies. We all grew up with the movies. Generations of us sat in darkened movie palaces, entranced by the flickering images on the screen. Our imaginations and emotions were as instantly gratified by the stories they told as our bodies were by the popcorn and soft drinks we held in our hands. Universal Studios Florida, the largest motion picture and television production studio outside of Hollywood, is the culmination of this century's technological and imaginative genius. The magic that is sensed on the movie set streets and experienced in the enormous sound stages goes far beyond the fantasies of moviegoers, and indeed, that of the man with whom it all began. In 1891, when Thomas Edison filed for patents covering a kinetograph camera and a kinetoscope viewer, he didn't realize that he was generating a great American dream culture. He thought of it as a kind of toy. But the kinetoscope was a curious novelty in the penny arcades. The customer inserted his nickel into the slot, peered eagerly through a peephole, and saw the wonder of moving figures against a dim background. The experiments of other inventors transferred the projection of moving images to a white curtain in a darkened room. These little establishments became known as Nickelodeons. By the end of the century's first decade, 10,000 theaters were attracting audiences of 10 million weekly. The success of these operations attracted the attention of Carl Laemmle, an ex-dry goods merchant, an astute businessman. He opened his own theater, expanded into Film Exchange, and then established his own production company under the name of IMP, the Independent Motion Picture Company. 1912 was a historic year for Carl Laemmle. 6 men were gathered in his small office. A merger of film distribution and production businesses was underway. Standing at the window, he watched as a Universal Piping Company wagon passes in the street below. And turning from the window, he announced, "Gentlemen, let's call ourselves Universal, for this merger makes us the biggest film manufacturing company in the universe." The signing took place in New York on June 2nd, 1912. The company that became Universal Pictures was born. And as a leading producer and distributor, Universal has made cinematic history for 75 years. But only here will you experience Hollywood as you have never dreamed it before. E.T., Ghostbusters, King Kong, Earthquake, Jaws, Back to the Future. They began as movies. Well, now they are part of the fun, thrill, and adventure of the motion picture magic at Universal Studios, Florida. I'm John Forsythe. Let's take a closer look. Beginning in 1934, Alfred Hitchcock had a 43-year association with Universal. A master of suspense, he created a mood of underlying tension by placing ordinary people in extraordinary circumstances. Surrounded by an increasingly hostile environment amid a brooding atmosphere and experiencing jolting moments of terror, they are confronted with forces bent on destroying them. They may discover that these forces are within themselves, seeds of evil ready to sprout. In the art of making movies, you will learn the camera techniques that have made Alfred Hitchcock an idol, even to the greatest filmmakers of his time. We'll check into the Bates Motel on the Psycho soundstage for a rest and a shower, and to lift the curtain on the most horrifying moments ever filmed. The graphic reenactment you will see is a close confrontation with the genius of Hitchcock.
And even flirting with me.
In the movie, 78 camera angles edited in rapid sequence were used to portray the attack in the shower. The camera became the slasher. The knife never pierced the flesh. Hitchcock chose to film Psycho in black and white to reduce the violence in this scene. The dizzying heights of the Statue of Liberty's torch is the setting for a terrifying scene from Saboteur, where you will learn that, like Hitchcock's style, nothing is what it seems to be. And on the speeding carousel from Strangers on a Train, you will reenact a murder.
Our patient now has...
Cameos to Television reveals the basis for Hitchcock's highly successful television series. And on the set of Rear Window, the unexpected and bizarre is encountered while watching the windows across the courtyard. There is so much going on, someone may get away with murder. And now the art of making movies.
Hi, I'm Anthony Perkins. As you may recall, I played the role of Norman Bates in what became the most famous of all of Hitchcock's films.
But why tell you about it when we can show you? I believe our director and cameraman are ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, here it comes. The shower scene.
Very good, Mr. Perkins. What we're going to do now is show you the first 9 shots of the shower scene. As I call these shots out, they'll be appearing on the screens above us. So keep your eyes on those, because 3 of these shots have already been filmed. See if you can spot which ones they are. Camera, rolling. Playback. And action. Shot 1. Shot 2. Shot 3. Okay. All right, let's see shot 4. All right, nice. You ready, Mom? Shot 5. Shot 6. Shot 7. Shot 8. Shot 9. Cut.
Alfred Hitchcock's most powerful scene. The scene that drove thousands to sponge baths.
By the way, when filmed in black and white, red stage blood appears gray. So Mr. Hitchcock used chocolate syrup for blood.
I told you not to tell our secrets!
There you have it, the twist ending.
I'm Norman Lloyd. Saboteur was one of Hitch's first big American films, so naturally Hitch decided to do the finale at the Statue of Liberty. That's New York Harbor I'm hanging over, but not really. It's produced by what is called a match shot.
Put your hands on the chair. I'll tell you action when I want you to start, okay?
Action.
Put your hands right here. Look right up into the camera. And when I say push, push back and throw your arms out like you're falling. Push.
Next time you visit the Statue of Liberty, enjoy the view. Just watch your step on the way down.
Hitch loved to have his camera constantly in motion, moving mysteriously past objects and people. He might start high in the air and then sweep down slowly to something totally unexpected. Hello, this is Jimmy Stewart. In 1954, I made my second film with Alfred Hitchcock, co-starring Grace Kelly in Rear Window. Now, you're playing my role. Now, take a look. There should be something interesting in all those windows. Everyday life as Hitch saw it. Of course, you might see something a little bit unusual, like maybe a murderer. You're doing some things that seem pretty suspicious. See if you can spot him. All right, time's up. Did you spot the murderer? Because if you didn't, he just might have spotted you.
Hitch made a cameo appearance, one way or the other, in every film he made for 50 years. An extra body was needed. No extra body was in sight, so the director filled the space. It was his first cameo. He put one in virtually every film he made. And then the cameos grew from being a superstition to becoming a delicious private joke between the director and the audience. They wondered how Hitch would do it every time. When he announced he was making Lifeboat, everybody wondered how Hitch could possibly make his cameo appearance there.
He's in here about some people that were adrift on a lifeboat for 80 days.
His last appearance was in Family Plot, a shadow on a window. And then he's gone. Gone except for the screen. He left us his movies and himself 5 seconds at a time.
I should like to address my next remarks to those of you who are watching the show in the year 2000. Please write in at once and tell us what life is like. I'm quite curious.
Suspense quickens our pulses, but the sound of laughter sustains and nurtures us. The comedy teams of Laurel and Hardy and the Marx Brothers cheered us through the Depression years and took our minds off World War II. Vicariously with W.C. Fields and Mae West, the meekest and the mildest among us thumbed our noses at society. Marilyn Monroe invited us to succumb to a heroine's charms. Charlie Chaplin probed the depths of our compassion. Wow! Well, you never know who you're going to meet here. As I was saying, Charlie Chaplin probed the depths of our compassion, and then turning calamity into comedy, convulsed us with laughter at his antics. Outrageous, witty, or joyful, the force of the comedy star's screen personalities added immeasurable richness to the films they have graced. Years after they have departed the scene, great performers continue to brighten our lives with their images. Luckily, some of the stars are still here on the streets of Universal Studios, Florida, to exercise their franchise on humor.
See, we're lost. Right. Is it this way or is it that way?
Well, step right over here.
Say, do you have any bugs?
Isn't it?
Yeah. What? Well, you said.
And I'll clean them up.
All right. Say, you're a mess.
Pick it up!
Tell me how much you need me.
I don't want to.
Tell me how much money you have.
I have none.
Now, all right, here we go. Watch your shoulders, guy. Watch them. Be good. Ready? All right, now, you gonna give me a kiss? Maybe not. How about a kiss, huh? How about you smell my breath? And when we dance, she's so light on my feet, too.
We're here in America, finally here in America. Our ship came in, time to begin a life where dreams come true. We're here in America, finally here in America. Good fortune must have smiled on me. We're reaching out for liberty. It's waving there, red, white, and blue. It's here for me and you. Here in America, finally here in America.
This is Hollywood's Walk of Fame. The names of television and motion picture luminaries are immortalized on these stars. There's Kirk Douglas, Linda Evans, John Forsythe. Wow. Now, if a roving talent scout discovers you and Schwab's here, you'll get a screen test and your chance to be a star. It is perhaps the animal actors which elicit the most warm-hearted response of all. Possessing that indefinable something called star quality, they invariably upstage their human co-stars. We are irresistibly drawn to the animal actors' stage by the magnetism of the screen's most lovable stars. The cast of over 50 performers is the largest assembly of working motion picture and television animal actors in the world. This actor is also known as the kissing canine. Lassie made her first appearance in the 1943 movie Lassie Come Home. The endearing collie immediately found a permanent home in the hearts of millions. The hit film was the first of 8 and inspired a long-running TV series.
Lassie, take a bow.
Jenny has been working on impersonations. Her first one is Don King. Let's see those lips. Mick Jagger.
Jenny, there's people watching. There's little kids sitting right over there.
Under the shimmering Florida sun, the magic is recreated in Universal street scenes.
time.
Go get them, babies.
We're wild things. I'm a wild, 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 wild thing. You think we're frightening? Don't be scared. But we made everything. Prove it, prove it. We're wild things, Goodness gracious, creating balls of fire. DJ, me cause my face is funny. I play my song, it won't take long. Jump out and boogie woogie and you can't go wrong. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I'm hot-blooded, you got so much appeal. I love your body parts, woman. I don't want you, you're not my blood type. No, hey, chill out, Jack. You ain't nothing but a big old hype. I'm hot-blooded. Dance all night till the morning come on. Daylight's cold and they want more. From Mr. Drummerman, make me a rhythm. Daylight's cold and they want more. Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake it out, work, 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 Sonora. Work it out,
Heroes and heroines were the idols of our days. Villains and monsters haunted our nights. The terrors that lurk outside the circle of firelight or in the hidden places where darkness is the deepest. These are the elements of our most enduring type of storytelling and entertainment. Universal gained the reputation as Hollywood's home of horror in the 20s and early 30s. Bela Lugosi, Dracula, Boris Karloff, Frankenstein. These names have become a permanent part of our collective nightmares. Universal produced many of Lon Chaney's best silent films. Today, he is best remembered for his performance in the 1925 release of Phantom of the Opera, one of the best-known classics of all time. The secrets of metamorphosis from human to horror are excitingly revealed in the gory, gruesome, and grotesque horror makeup show.
Entered my theater, and you are now my guests. You shall learn secrets of makeup and effects, which I have chosen to allow. No more, no less. These secrets of the craft are for you and for no others. Should you choose to ignore this warning, you will incur my eternal wrath.
Terrifyingly realistic horror effects are created with more than bones, limbs, stage blood, and an assortment of gory ingredients. A mechanical understructure, a latex mask, and a talent in makeup magic can bring the most ghoulish monster to life on the silver screen.
Forget what I said, just get her out of here.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, this one 50 years at the bottom of a lake will do for you.
Yeah, it's
The metamorphosis from human to beast is one of the oldest and most popular themes in the mediums of art. In the reenactment of a teleportation scene, man merges with insect.
I think it's cool. Just say hit activate.
All right, thanks a lot, friend.
contract here at Universal.
About the stunt team. You might want to stretch.
I'm getting ready to bring him out right now, Felix. Folks, give us a big hand for the great Universal Western Stunt Team.
I know it's entertaining to people who love the West.
Hey, you mangy dogs back there! Shut up! New fancy schmancy hoe!
Claude says he ain't impressed neither.
Whoa! Oh, thank you, sweet muffins.
These kids today, I don't know where they got their training, but they were terrific.
Right, Woo! Oh, get them down there, boys! Show them your professional. Yeah! 1, 2, 3, yeah!
I said hold it!
Get off my set and take Francis the talking mule there with you. Yeah.
Your buddy ain't so tough.
Fun, Cole.
I'm out of here.
It moves so fast, and it's got good comedy in it, and it's entertaining. I think the people like it very much.
If that Bigfoot shows his face around here again, I'm gonna smack him up and down. I get him side to side. I'm out of here. Look!
Yeah, let's get rid of them dirty little scum.
Hey, Mom!
Yeah.
Let's get him. Good!
Oh, my babies do me so proud I'm a mess. Yeah, let's blow them to smithereens.
Hey, that's dynamite! Clyde, there he is! Oh, dynamite! There you go, Clyde! Take it! Whoa!
No way!
Their timing, it just never stopped. And you keep thinking, well, that's the end of it, and then they come in with something even bigger.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Someone who's never seen the show, woof, they've missed something if they don't come to this show.
At last, a little bit of peace and quiet.
Felix!
Huh?
We love to be frightened. Nowhere else but at the movies could we live our fantasies of heroically facing the unknown and victoriously overcoming the challenges. Adventure movies are rooted in fantasy, yet firmly moored to earth. The drama of the serials, those vanished open-ended cliffhangers, prove to us every week that good could triumph over evil. The Lagoon Live Action Stunt Spectacular here at Universal Studios, Florida, demonstrates daily that heroism is not dead. The good guys still win. And the pyrotechnics are in living color.
DEA, you have 5 seconds to surrender or going to fire!
Tighten it up on that one, Gordon. Pick up off the bow of the car or upstairs to a side stair too fast. He's shooting heavily now. He goes into a slow job, gentlemen. Good job. Take a bow.
The protagonist we face in an adventure may not be human. It may be an element of nature, or a huge and terrifying creature whose origins are a product of nature gone awry. A horrifying piece of prehistory clashing with modern normalcy. The Beauty and the Beast story of King Kong terrified audiences in 1933 and again in the 1976 remake. But the nerve-snapping tension created by the sight of the giant ape breaking loose to devastate a city has been far surpassed. Confrontation is a colossal experience in terror. We are aboard the Roosevelt Island tramway in New York, when suddenly we see the wake of his carnage. It is destruction on a catastrophic scale. Our tram will not stop, it can only go forward. Smoke fills the air as fires from the devastation create a blazing inferno. And then there he is, the terrifying giant ape. Before the howling fury, we are face to face with him as he threatens to send us careening downward. There is no turning back. Nothing can match the spectacle of nature in full fury, and no other medium of the arts can capture it the way a movie can. With the aid of special effects, a volcano buries a city in ashes, fire consumes a high-rise building, or a hurricane submerges an island. Earthquake was awarded an Oscar for special effects, and here you will experience the power of the most shattering natural disaster on Earth as the 8.3 earthquake strikes Orlando. Of course, it could only happen here within a great soundstage. But then, Universal Studios Florida is adventure.
Spectacular, wasn't it? But none of what you just saw actually happened. It was all done by the special effects people. Those guys are incredible. They can destroy Hollywood without even leaving the studio.
As you can see, getting a miniature city ready for the camera takes a team of experts. First, the art director and set designers plan each shot with original drawings. Then model makers create everything, from trash bins to whole buildings. Scenic artists construct the background from a giant painting in sculpted styrofoam mountains. The entire model city fills a space the size of a large parking lot. Cameras are everywhere. The secret to making this look real on screen is what's called high-speed photography. Cameras that shoot film 10 times faster than it's projected. Watch the parking garage on the right. That's what it looked like in real life. But this is what the high-speed camera lets us see.
That was great, wasn't it?
We have boarded our subway train in Oakland. It carries us into a tunnel and under the bay to the Embarcadero in San Francisco.
Arriving at the Embarcadero. Depart here for Ghirardelli Square, Fisherman's Wharf, Ferry Building, and the Financial District. Embarcadero, next stop.
A tremor shakes the train. We freeze in terror. And then it begins.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seats. We seem to be experiencing a slight earth tremor. It's nothing to be concerned about. However, to ensure that all passengers are allowed to leave the train safely,
I'll see you in the movies.
Universal became a true pioneering organization under Carl Laemmle's presidency during the years of 1912 to 1936. He established the star system. Rudolph Valentino received his first screen billing at Universal. Mary Pickford, Wallace Beery, Sarah Bernhardt, Walt Disney, and a number of other famous names either worked for Carl Laemmle or served an apprenticeship with Universal. In 1912, he selected the site of a former chicken ranch 3 miles from Hollywood for his filmmaking operations. Universal City, the first municipality devoted to the making of motion pictures, was opened in 1915. Then, in another unprecedented move, he invited the public in to see how movies are made. Visitors' behind-the-scenes experience at Universal Studios, Florida, goes far beyond anything Carl Laemmle could have imagined. Every facet of movie and television production is a learning and interactive experience. From a backstage vantage point, which until now has been off-limits to the public, visitors are thrust into the action of their favorite movie and TV show.
You must let the audience know that you are the captain of the ship.
And ready, action. I'm Captain Melissa, and I'm pleased to be your commander.
Captain, there is a vessel approaching.
Sir, they're not responding to our communications.
Fire! You're not Kirk.
No, but I am Captain Melissa.
You? Captain?
And cut. Great.
Are you ready for your screen test? We're in what we call the blue screen room. Now, what's so amazing about this room is that our video camera electronically eliminates the color blue so that we can change the background to that of any previously shot film footage.
Your chance to see it all happen begins with our tour guide in the back lot, where some of the most memorable film sets of the past have been recreated. The back lot is an outdoor area where sets representing distant locations are built. It's so named because it was usually a huge tract of land behind the main offices and sound stages. New York, San Francisco, Hollywood, or a New England village. Universal Studios Florida has more than 40 set streets where on any day, explosive action may take place while the cameras roll. It's Murder, She Wrote, and it's post-production time. The most challenging drama of all takes place after the cameras stop rolling. Editing, sound, recording, dubbing, special effects, mixing, they're just some of the elements that finalize each episode of Angela Lansbury's hit series. They're waiting for us on the set. But when we go into the heart of how motion picture history is made, you, the visitor, will be the star. It's great entertainment because Universal Studios Florida is lights, camera, action. And now we're taking you behind the scenes. Our first stop, Murder, She Wrote.
I am so delighted that you've agreed to help out and become our executive producer. I just hope that they've told you exactly what you're getting into.
Hey, how you guys doing? My name's Bernice. I'm the editor around here. Now let me get you familiar with the room. Now up here on the console all around the room, you got 3 video monitors. Now from these we put together your selected takes in the proper order of which they appear in the story. See, to be honest, without me, this show would be nothing, and I'll tell you why. With editing, you can make just about anything happen. Okay, now, Jessica's about to see something surprising, but what is it? Well, I can make it just about anything. I can make it a gun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, 2 people kissing. Kiss. Wow, all right. I can make it someone, whoa. Oh, all right, back to business. Okay, these are beginning shots I put together for your approval.
That leaves Tyler or Professor Astruc.
Astruc's the murderer. Arrest him, deputy.
The murderer forgot one thing, deputy, to clean the flour from the mill off his shoes.
No, the director forgot one thing. We need a shot of shoes to show the flour from the mill. Well, surprise, we don't have that shot. So, now, I'm going to show you a little bit of high-tech magic right back here. Thanks. All right. This is what we call a paint box. It's a computer graphic system. It paints on electronically, which means I can alter the image of these shoes. Now I'm going to paint on the flour electronically. Okay, put the new version back into the show.
The murderer forgot one thing, deputy, to clean the flour from the mill off his shoes, Mr. Tyler.
Yeah! Oh. Anyway, looks like they need you in sound effects. You guys go on ahead. Remember, time is money, and don't have too much fun today, because the rest of life seems real boring after that. So,
Hey, folks, come on in. Nice to see ya. I'm Chloris, and welcome. This is the most important part of post-production. This is your sound effects stage. Also called a Foley stage, named after its developer, Jack Foley of Universal. Now, most people think that the sounds they hear in a film are recorded live. That's just curious. Because you see, most sound effects are actually created. Okay. Let's hear what that sounds like. Take your seats, give them a big round of applause.
Hi, I'm Stanley. I'm your sound editor. Not much time left to do the final mix, the most important part of post-production. Slight problem. I gotta do an ADR, an automatic dialogue replacement. I need a couple of people. I need a Leilani type. You, come with me. I need a Professor Awestruck, a real slime ball, a real piece of human garbage. You'll do nicely. Come with me. I'm going to run the video sequence, and you'll see it here on the monitor. And you'll hear 3 distinct beeps. Printing will appear. You'll speak the printing into the microphones in turn, your first or second. And relax. A 9-year-old could do it. Simple. Don't worry about a thing, okay?
A softball? Not exactly.
Okay, the Black Pearl.
The Black Pearl.
Good. That was good.
Is it?
All right. Good. That was fine. That was good. I couldn't have asked for better. I wouldn't have gotten it. Professor, it's your turn.
Asterix the murderer. Arrest him, deputy.
It's a lie. Tyler offered to sell me the pearl. Tyler's the one.
Yes! You were brilliant! Yes, thank you. So, do you think you want to be executive producers again?
Nickelodeon is the world's leading television network for children. 2 sound stages are the site of live action programming. While sharing in the excitement of taking part in programming designed just for them, children have a close-up look at how television is produced.
Folks, as you move down here, everybody gather around the GAC kitchen. Let me hear you say, tastes good. Can you say that? No. Okay, green slime, Jonathan says. Jonathan. Silly, you're supposed to say it tastes good. Don't you know the rule that if you don't like it, you wear it? Did you know that? No, okay. Let's see some of the stuff we've got up here. Tracy, I think this would probably look good on you. Yeah, let's see, turn around. That's good. And you, this would look good on you. What do you think? Whose kid is this? Is he dressed like this at home?
Put your hands down. Simon says sit on the orange line and take a break. You guys did a good job.
Movies were our childhood, and that childhood has persisted. There is in each of us the desire to preserve a fragment of lost innocence, to enjoy the discovery and wonder that we knew as children. Fantasy is childhood's realm. It is a legacy to the adult that he or she will become. Its border is limited only by the imagination of its creator. No other type of movie has witnessed a greater advance in production techniques. The possibilities of the unknown stimulates the filmmaker's imagination. Special effects is the wizard's wand that dissolves the thin line between imagination and reality. Two of the most popular movies of the 1980s were Ghostbusters and its sequel. But the full-scale, live-action Ghostbusters set here features the largest single magic illusion ever created. It isn't a movie, it's real.
Hi, I'm Lindy, and welcome to the world of Ghostbusters. On this rooftop, a spectacular battle was fought with an ancient demigod known as Gozer. That was strange. No, there's no such thing as ghosts. You know, I never noticed these sound effects before. No such thing as ghosts. There's no such thing as Stage 50. Calm down. Listen to me. And this is the story. Oh, what? Oh, me? Are you a god? Oh, I got a real nutcase here. I said, are you a god? Well, no. Then die. I don't say I'm here to destroy you. Come on, you two into my temple. No way! Oh no! Help! Somebody, please help me! Ghostbusters! Demons on his temple! Destroy them! What's on this? I've just been slimed. That's not funny. Winston, look out! Whoa! Destroyer has returned. Listen, you had better just go back to wherever it is you came from because these men are not afraid of you. None can stand before Gozer! Hey, man, she's taking the girl. I hate it when that now. Hey, man, this chick is toast. Nipple little minx, isn't she?
All right, no fooling around this time.
Wait, hold your fire. We don't want to demolecularize the girl.
Some creatures, you have sealed your fate. Choose and perish. It's the same old man. We did it.
Hey, look, it's the girl. You all right? Are you all right?
Thank you, Doctor, for saving my life.
Well, this is gonna cost you, you know. Tell your boss the check can be made out to
Ghostbusters!
Move it! One side! Take this!
The technique of giving the illusion of motion to drawings by photographing them in successive positions began in 1906. During a 50-year-long association, Bill Hanna and Joe Barbera have won 7 Oscars and 8 Emmys. Achievement and innovation unparalleled in animation history make the cartoons come alive in the fantastic world of Hanna-Barbera.
He's heading for Coney's Island!
Big old rubber band, boo-boo buddy. Okay, folks, hold on tight.
Rat do-gooders on our tail!
You
Yogi, keep your eyes on the road.
Surprise! You'll never catch Dustin. Pull up! No! This is all your fault!
After you have come down to Earth again, the excitement continues in the fun-filled, interactive area where you'll meet the animated cartoon characters. Become a Stone Age rock star. Create your own cartoons in a wonderland of do-it-yourself animation. And experience a world of fantasy that comes alive for kids of all ages. In 1902, the 16-minute film A Trip to the Moon was one of filmdom's earliest sensations, although its moon dwellers were created with cardboard. The perennial wonder of the universe, of worlds and civilizations beyond our own, was evoked in the enchanting E.T., the extraterrestrial. It's among the 7 Universal movies on the list of the 30 most commercially successful movies of all time. But only here has it become a magical, three-dimensional adventure. Our adventure begins near the end of the movie. E.T.'s home, the Green Planet, is dying. We are the only ones who can take him home so that his magic can restore it. We must escape the scientists and government agents, and on our bikes, carry E.T. across the moon and beyond the stars. During the ride, we will meet for the first time the fantastic cast of characters on the Green Planet. And now a personal close encounter with E.T. in his own wondrous world.
Is very ill. All the creatures of the Green Planet are in great danger. Our planet's life force is fading. Magnolia needs E.T.'s magic touch.
Fly home.
E.T., go to Tickle. Hurry.
Bonnie, Matthew, Lisa, friend.
Movies have taken us from the arena of the supernatural to the limitless ocean of outer space. Even earthbound exploration makes a quantum leap in time in the 1990 release Back to the Future.
Hello, anybody home? Huh? What are you looking at, butthead? Wait a second. This sucker's Doc Brown conned into his time travel experiment.
Now that you're here, time travel volunteers, I can give you your pre-flight briefing. There's a lot you'll need to know if you're to successfully cross the space-time continuum. We'll have to hurry, though. With Biff still on the loose, anything could happen. Biff!
Hasta la bye-bye!
My time travel volunteers, you and you and you, you're my only hope. The 8-passenger DeLorean is just beyond that door where you're standing. I can pilot by remote control from here, but I'm going to need you to help me navigate. You've got to catch Biff. The fate of the entire universe rests in your hands.
Doc, all pre-launch system checks are complete.
That's our
We will board Doc Brown's Wonder Car and enter a new dimension for the most awesome ride of our lives. Hold tight as our time-traveling thrills and excitement begin. 7-story high Omnimax surround screens and Cinemagic special effects put us in the very heart of the action. Space-age flight simulators hurl us headlong on a breathtaking odyssey across the eons into the dawn of time.
Between the two vehicles should send us straight back to the Institute.
Throughout the century of cinema, the world has yearned for stories to be told by the means of moving images. In 1915, Carl Laemmle promised to make the world laugh or cry or sit on the edge of their chairs. So it has been and will continue to be. First, we watched the movies. Now at Universal Studios Florida, the illusion has become reality. As we go into the future with increasing ingenuity of technological effects, no limit can be placed on the possibilities of tomorrow. For this is Universal Studios Florida. This is fantasy and magic. And now, let's go and ride the movies.